Greetings, salutations, it's me, James, your BA Sensei, back with another Power Query tutorial. In today's video, it's not going to be a very long video, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at this data set that contains various unsorted dates with various callers who gave our call center a call at specific times. Now, what I'm going to do is, for a specific day, I'm going to create an order data set like this, sorting it by day. And then for each row, I am going to determine this row over there, who the previous caller was before the current row caller. So here you can see Owen Richardson at 14:05 called us on the 23rd of Jan. But just before Owen, we had Leah Cooper and etc. etc. And if there was no one before you, it would just be a blank. Well, enough talking. Let me show you how to do it. All right, the first thing we always do is we click on a data set, we go to data and we say from table or range. And this opens Power Query. This is Power Query over here. All right, let's quickly see what we have here. So it automatically detected our data types with the change type column. You can see the first one, it detected date time. Let's just make that date. The second one is not a number, it's actually time. And the third one is text and we say, I'm happy with that. So now we have a conversion. Okay, so I like to work in the advanced editor. So let's open the advanced editor. And in here, you can see the step was called where we detected the data type, this change type. I'm just going to call this data set. And let's just end with that data set over there. And if you say done, it does exactly the same thing. We just cleaned up the language there a little bit. Gave the variable a new name. Okay. All right, so let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to start a new variable. Let's call this the solution. And in here, I'm simply going to start a new space. And there, I'm going to say, take this table in the background, say add column. We're going to add a new column, right? This new column will be added to what table? We're going to add this to the existing data set. Yes. What is the name of the new column? And let's call this the previous caller. And we start with a little comma there, and we simply say each. And for this, let's just return an underscore, see what that does. Basically, just return the record. Okay, that's cool. Let's go back in there. What I want to do is, I'm going to use a cool function, used table select rows, to kind of create like a filter table that I can filter in context of each row. Let me show you what I mean by that. So first, I'm going to say table select rows, and in there I'm going to say I want to take, if you look at this table over there, right, so you need to think in context of your current row and the entire table. So I'm going to say cool, start by selecting our data set. So I'm going to take my data set, and in there I need to declare kind of like a variable, because I need to compare something to create a filtered table. Well, let's say I'm going to call this one whole table in brackets and rocket dash. And in there, I'm going to say, okay, cool. Let's take the date column from our current row, all right? And where it is equal to the whole table date column. So what does that mean? So the whole table is this entire data set. I'm evaluating that whole entire data set in terms of each row in there. So this is the current row, and this is the whole table. So let's see what this returns if I say done. So now you can see it returns a table. If you click on the table, very interestingly, you can see this is the 21st of Jan, and you can see it's returning all the rows in the complete table that meets the criteria of the current row, which is the 21st of January. And there you can see it. There it is, the 23rd. You can see, there you go. So now we actually have a subset in each row with all the matches from the entire table, which is pretty cool. That's a good place to start, right? Okay, so now let's get back to that. So what we want to do next is, so you can see, I basically now want to go in here, and for each row inside of this table, I want to say, right, I also want to only see calls that are smaller than my current row. I want to filter out anything that's bigger, right? So I'm going to say, and time for my current row, so that will be 1650, is bigger than whole table, which is this entire table, time. So now what will happen is, it's now going to filter this little nested table in there. And now if you click on table, it should only contain times for the same date that are lower in time than the current row. You can see this one has nothing. So for the 23rd, there is nothing before the 1519. This one, there are 2 records before. This one, nothing before. Nothing, 3 records before. Okay, So we're already almost at our solution, right? So if we look at table over there, let's just quickly go back to Advanced Editor. You can see this list is not really sorted. So what I want to do is I want to sort this list or this table. So let's go, I'm going to add a space there and I'm going to say table, sort, and I'm going to give it this current table to sort and say, take this whole data set and sort that, yes. And what are we going to sort it by? I'm simply going to sort it by time, and I'm going to sort it, and I need to close that bracket out, right? And I say done. So now you can see this is all sorted. So for 1650, in here, for this row, there should only be times on this date before then, and you can see it's all sorted. Latest to earliest. Nothing in that one, nothing in, 2 in this one. Latest to earliest. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We're already actually at our solution. We just now need to reduce this massive number to the top one, right? There's a couple of ways you can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, just simply, instead of doing that, just simply return the caller name column instead of a 3-column table in there. Okay, so I'm going to say, let's see what that brings us. Now it's a list. Now it's simply a list of names. And remember, this list of names is sorted according to latest to earlier times, right? So now let's go back to Advanced Editor. Now, what I want to do is I simply want to return the top one because no, we sorted it with this function. So I'm just going to say, because it's a list, give me the first, starting to count at 0, the first item in this list, which is this one. And I say, okay. And there we go. We actually have our solution. This tells you for each row who was the caller before this specific call. And you can see we have an error there. It's because this one, there was nothing before it. So how can we fix that? Very simply, we can do a try otherwise, but I'm just going to show you what you do. Is you can just put a question mark, and that will actually deal with the error. It's going to not give an error, but simply give us a blank. So all of these blanks had nothing before. Now, the last thing that I want to do is I just want to sort this entire data set because it's not sorted, and I'm going to say, cool, let's start a new one. We can say sorted, and in there I simply say table, sort, and I'm going to sort the entire solution, and I'm going to sort it by 2 things. Firstly, by date, and we can say order descending, and let's say the second argument would be, let's sort that also by time, order descending. And we just return the sorted list. There we go. Now it's all sorted. I'm going to return that to Excel. And there we go. We actually solved the problem. We got for each row the previous caller. And if there's no previous caller for that day, we just have a blank row. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Now you saw how I used a simple function like table select rows to solve this problem, understanding a little bit about lists. Well, anyway, I hope you learned something new. BA Sensei signing out.